So the commissioner likes it, but how about the rest of the league? Well, we look closely at two teams. In the West with Calgary, where Normie Kwong has said all along signing Ismail to a huge contract perhaps has some negatives. And in the East with Ottawa, where the Riders have been usurped as the big spenders. They were last year's tycoons. It's interesting to look back here and consider the Riders were considered lavish for paying players $100,000. Ismail will make that for a half. And don't think for a second the Riders haven't forgotten the criticism they have received. We go first of all to the nation's capital and Dean Brown.
From a marketing standpoint, Rider GM Joanne Polak and the Riders are excited, especially since the Rockets' first regular season game will be in Ottawa on July 11th. But from a business standpoint, Polak has great concerns.
I really admire Bruce McNall, and I understand why he's done this, and I do respect the fact that, you know, he's taken quite a gamble and that he is committed to the Canadian Football League and the Argos, but in the long term I'm quite concerned about what this is going to do to our salary structures, because here in Ottawa we can only generate a limited amount of revenue, and we have got to keep our salaries at the level that they're at right now.
The Riders have almost completed their audit from last season. They say they expect to be a few $1,000s over the league's $3 million cap. But in light of the Rockets signing, they say they don't plan on submitting that audit to the league, nor do they plan on paying any league fines. And they say should any CFL auditors come knocking, the Riders won't be answering the door.
If a club is so many thousands of dollars over the $3 million cap, supposedly the commissioner will fine you a specific amount by a certain formula, or will also remove draft choices. Well, I mean, now the $3 million cap is ridiculous. We could take all of our players and put them under personal services contract if we wanted to.
You may remember at this time last season, the Riders were league outcasts after signing their free agents, with many claiming the Riders would destroy the league's salary structure. That whole notion seems laughable now.
You know, it's really funny that just a year ago we signed 5 players and we were giving them $5,000 and $10,000 more than perhaps our colleagues thought we should, and the people who screamed and yelled the most about the salary structure were the Toronto Argonauts. So I'm kind of sitting back and enjoying all this, I gotta say.
Dean Brown, TSN, Ottawa.
This is Peter Watts in Calgary. Reaction to the Ismail signing among Stampeders officials is generally positive. The one concern, says General Manager Norm Kwong, is the implications of personal services contracts on the league's financial structure and on its competitive balance.
This is such a mega deal for one player that I don't think anybody can relate to it. I know that if any player came into any of the other teams and demanded even $200,000 or started to talk in that range, we'd have to say, you know, take your talent somewhere else or go somewhere else.
I think now we know that he'll add a lot of excitement, and obviously Bruce McNall is totally serious about promoting the game, and you know, what better way to promote the club than sign a top player? And not only can you promote him in Toronto, I think you can promote the Rocket when he comes to Calgary.
Ismail's signing was also seen as positive by one of the people who will have to cover him on the field this season.
Well, I think I'll start running around with a tree on my back or something to try to work on some speed. But the guy definitely has good speed, and you know, it's going to be a challenge for me and everyone else. But you know, the more challenges you have, the more you have to rise to the occasion and step up and meet that challenge. And I know for a fact that I can do that, and I'm looking forward to it.